purpose of this video series was to have these two amazing women talk about their story and what's inspired them to want to empower women through the Second Amendment. Hi, my name is Travis Brady. I'm a coaching mentor, life transformation coach, and speaker. And today we are doing a video series on women empowerment in the Second Amendment. And I have two amazing women right here, super passionate about the Second Amendment as women. First I have my queen over here, Maddie Mink. She is just so amazing, and more amazing as an influencer coach and as well as a transformation coach, and she helps women and businesses build their business online and helping create collaborations to help do kind of what we're doing here today. And then I have Elena Cardone over here, the 10X Queen. She is a best-selling author, Women in Power. She is the host of that. You're an amazing speaker. I've got a chance to see you speak as well, and you do so good at that. You're what I say, you're a natural.
Ooh, I like it. Thanks. I'll take it. Sure, yeah, that's what you would say.
Yeah, she's really good, super impressed with what you do. And so we just wanted to do a video series here talking about empowering women through the Second Amendment and just talk about everything that's involved with that. Maddie, tell us a little bit about tell us a little bit about your backstory and how you got into firearms and concealing and stuff like that.
So it was about 2 years ago. It was a really, really hard time in my life. I found myself completely alone, living in one of the roughest cities in town, and I had just gotten a puppy, and it was actually because I had to take him on walks and train him that I felt so out of control in my surroundings. I felt so vulnerable in every way, and it's like, no one's gonna protect me. I don't really have people in my life at this point. If I go missing, no one's gonna know. Like, it was genuinely this true vulnerability that I needed to take control of, and I needed to feel empowered and safe so that I didn't feel like a victim anymore, so that I felt empowered.
Right, awesome.
Yeah, and Lena, we all shooting earlier, so we've been talking, but we're on the car right over here, talked about your story. Tell us a little bit about how you got into guns and firearms and stuff.
Well, the first time I got into firearms was with my father around 10, 11, and we shot shotguns. And so guns were always just being on the range with my father and his friends, and the atmosphere was very welcoming. And I've found that even to this day, every time I show up on a gun range, I feel the men are genuinely excited that women are there to empower themselves, and they're eager to help, as well as the women that are in the industry. Everyone, this is just the right kind of atmosphere for a person like me that is not sure. When I transitioned into the pistol world and kind of the concealed carry world, I wasn't sure how it was going to be, but I found the people to be very similar. So 2 years ago, my husband wanted me to conceal carry. He wanted me to protect the kids, but coming from the shotgun world, I did not know how to shoot a handgun. So he had me learn how to shoot a handgun, and then that's when I figured that I really loved it. And then the two worlds are absolutely identical as far as the people. Men and women are both just very, even though it's a very competitive sport, it's very good sportsmanship. I like the ethics and the work ethic of the people involved, and so from there, now I can't not carry. I feel naked when I don't carry. I feel very uncomfortable. So I was able to go from feeling very uncomfortable and not wanting to carry, and then was introduced to it properly and with the proper training, and immediately I just had a self-confidence, and now I almost feel like it is my duty to carry and to not only protect myself and my children, but my fellow neighbor or mankind. I feel like it is my duty to, if I'm in a situation and can protect someone, I would rather do the unthinkable to protect them so that they could go home and see their children and kiss them goodnight. And if that meant taking out a coward who is willing to hurt women and children,
Totally.
It's not something I want to do. I would probably be damaged, mentally, because there's some ramifications to that. But I've come to a level of responsibility in my life where I feel it is my duty to protect someone so that they could see their children again. And so I'm willing to go through that. If I could get more people on board and to want to take responsibility for me and my children as well, I feel like the environment would be a lot safer.
Totally. And that's why you're so passionate about this, and why you want to get it out there and teach women about this, is because what you've gone through, and you want to help other women do that same. And I know same thing with you, Maddie. Tell us about what you would like to accomplish through what you do with empowering women.
So I feel like, especially with this day and age, women don't really have a lot of outlets to really feel empowered and feel like they are in control, like they have options, like they can protect themselves. I feel like guns have gotten a lot of bad rap lately, which is completely unwarranted and just not understood. And so that's really my mission, is to be real and authentic about what the Second Amendment is, and really just give knowledge that people can feel empowered by knowledge, because power is knowledge.
Yeah, totally. And so we're doing a couple videos talking about that today, but who would benefit most from this? Who do you really want to target and talk to through these videos?
Well, certainly I would like more women to be involved, because I understand what it has done for me in terms of just a level of confidence and competency and awareness. I have a completely different mindset when I'm in a parking lot and leaving a shopping center at night, and I just feel like the women out there, we do have to confront that we do live in a day in society where bad things happen to good people. And I have had friends, females, that have been brutally attacked, and it does happen. And so for any women out there that are interested but are scared, it's a very safe world to enter into. I've been in it now for several years with the two types of shooting combined, and with the right training, it's just a level of more security that I feel better and more comfortable knowing that I can confront any situation now, even though it's the last thing I would want to have to do.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah.
So for guys in general, I didn't realize that you guys don't really get scared often. Like,
yeah, we were talking about this earlier. I don't think about the things that you think about, like getting gas. I'm not thinking, is someone going to attack me? But that's very real for women.
Right. And fortunately, I've never been attacked, thank God. But just running on the beach, for instance, I was a runner at one point, and if it wasn't bright out, I was terrified to run on the beach and wouldn't run on the beach. But I had several guy friends that ran on the beach. I'm like, you're not scared? And they were like, no. It's just a different mindset that, but this, with being able to conceal carry and having an education about it, it allows you to have a little more freedom to not have that fear just constantly impinging and holding you down, or making you afraid of being in certain environments.
Yeah, totally. And I know, Maddie, you were in a situation where you were carrying, this guy flipped out on you in traffic. And I know what it's done for you, mentally and emotionally too.
Yeah, I had a really bad incident. I was driving and pulled out in front of me and just yelling, screaming. I just kept looking forward, didn't say anything. And I was going to a client, and he actually followed me to my client's office. And I felt so scared, but at the same time, I knew I had my back, I knew I was covered, but I also had 911 dialed. And I think that's one thing that people think is, well, if I have a firearm, I have to be the hero. And it's not. It's a last resort. It's if you need it. And one thing that I really wanted to give light on is kind of to break down those archetypes of that it's only for military women, or the farm girl, or someone who grew up in it. I mean, firearms and like using your Second Amendment right is for anyone.
Totally.
Any gender, any race, anyone. They all need to be educated, and they all need to feel empowered, and like that's something that they can do.
And especially the people in the gun world, I feel they have had a bad, the people that are anti-guns, I feel like put this sort of label on the gun people, that they're like these wild, hot-headed, gun-toting crazies that, you know, I feel like that's been put on there. But what I have experienced is the people that actually conceal carry and that do believe in the Second Amendment, I feel like those are the safest people on the planet, the most responsible. It's like completely the opposite. I would rather more people carrying like that than the opposite, which is who is carrying, whether it's legal or not, which is of course the criminal.
Yeah, and we're gonna talk more about the misconceptions, you know, behind guns in our next video. So just wanted to introduce these powerhouse women, and so in our next video we're going to talk about some of the misconceptions that women and people might have behind guns and carrying and whatnot. So we'll cover that in the next video.